Okay. I just wanted to come on here really quick because, all right. So I covered this topic, right? And then my wife got home, and I was like, "Hey, Trisha Paytas is pregnant. She's having a baby." And the first thing she says to me is like, "No, she's not." Right? And I'm like, "Yeah, no, she is. She showed pregnancy tests," and she's like, "Those are easy to find, right?" Now, we all understand the reason why my wife is so suspicious is because Trisha is an incredible liar. And she's like, "Yeah, I actually just think that she's trying to stay relevant." And I was like, "Okay, interesting." And I kind of see it because Trisha likes to use things to stay relevant, and she's been gassing up this baby situation. And then I was like, "Yeah, well, one thing I think is really sad, and as you watch this video, you'll see it." And I was like, "Well, it's unfortunate because she released it so soon because, like, unfortunately." Miscarriages are fairly common before like the 3-week mark or 3-month mark. That's usually when you announce. Like usually you wait till 3 months. She didn't, and then it fucking hit me. My wife and I are like, is she prepping us to say that she has had a miscarriage in like a month? And I know this is very speculative, but it kind of makes sense because how considering her history, or at least the history she's telling us about having a kid, how are you even pregnant? Right? This easy. She said that she had like a test. I forgot what it was. You'll see it in the video. But that was it. She didn't have to do in vitro or anything apparently. But it was so easy to have this baby. She even showed because I asked her, I was like, "What about this?" She showed the picture of the ultrasound. She's like, "Okay, I need to Google it." Her brother, her sister-in-law and brother-in-law, I guess, right? They just had a baby. Maybe she stole those. I don't know. But listen, I'm putting it out there now. I hope that it's genuine, and I hope that Trisha, you'll see the rest of the video. I'm not wishing for her to have a miscarriage. That'd be horrible. But I wouldn't put her past her. I wouldn't put it past her because of all the fucked up shit she's done to set us all up to think that she actually got pregnant so that she can generate, she knows people will talk about it because people speculating that she may not be the best mom. And then, boom, miscarriage, sympathy, all over the place. I'm just saying, I hope to God it's not true, but I wanted to throw this in here at the beginning of this video before I actually watched the video because it seems like I would never expect anybody to do this, but I could see Trisha doing it, and that's the fucked up thing. And really quick, Trisha, if you're watching, the fact that people don't think that's the fact that people believe that that's something that you would genuinely do, that speaks volumes about your character. Just saying. Come on, guys. Why are you sending this to me?
I'm pregnant. Oh my God.
Why are you sending this to me? You guys are so cruel. Because you know that I'm just gonna sit here and just fucking, it's gonna be a bad video. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna say things that are not intended to be mean, but like are gonna come off as really mean. Bro, and Trisha is probably going to watch the video because I'm pretty sure she would watch my videos. And it's going to make her really upset. And that's what you guys want, and you're terrible people for that. Listen.
Focus. I am pregnant. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I never thought I would be making this video for so long. I actually didn't even visualize this ever happening until recently. I'll get into that later, but I am pregnant. I actually found out a few weeks ago what my excitement still looking at this is just like, what? Oh my goodness, I am pregnant. Okay. And I have been told in more ways than one.
Listen, bro. We talked about how, from what Trisha has displayed to us, she's going to make a horrible mother. And I don't mean that to be rude. But our adoption system can't handle any more stress. And you know what I'm saying? So, but more than that, bro, this is more to Trisha. I just want you to know that, like, it is fairly common to miscarry within the first 3 months, and it is a rule of thumb not to announce that you're pregnant for like 3 months. There's a reason for that. It's not because I want to be a meanie weenie head, but it's because, like, this could become rather catastrophic, Trisha.
And just,
I mean, it's so sad because, like, you know what? I don't like Trisha, but she's so excited. And 3 months from now, it is so possible that things just don't work the way that you want it to. And she's gonna be. This is if she can't carry this baby to term, I don't know what's gonna happen to Trisha. It's really fucked up. Oh man.
Just been peeing on sticks all day. Oh my god.
I'm peeing on sticks all day? Okay.
I still can't believe it. I'm in absolute disbelief and shock. I am so grateful, thankful, and I'm just like at the most peace I've ever felt in my entire life. Like all of a sudden.
Okay, that's good, I guess.
I'm gonna post when I first found out, which was a few weeks ago. When I was about 4 weeks pregnant. I'm 7.5 weeks right now. And I'll post that first reaction. Of course, because I was in such disbelief. If you followed me for a while, you know that for the past 8 years, I have been infertile. And I've been told that multiple times. The first time I ever went to a doctor for this at 25 told me that I was never gonna have kids. Another doctor was like, IVF is gonna be your best route because your tubes are just too scarred up. I'd done the HSG test twice before.
Did she do any, what?
And it did not work. And we did the HSG test 7 days after my period in December like 26th. 3 days later, I ovulated, and the first month I got pregnant.
That seems really... that just seems very unlikely that the doctors told her she'd never be able to have kids, and then she just magically had a baby. Like nothing. They didn't have to do anything. There's no way. Bro, it really, because like, listen, I understand, like, oh, but they're like, yeah, my doctor at 25 said I'd never have a baby, and then I did a test and I was pregnant. We just tried and that's it. There's no way that like Jesus Christ himself fucking flew down from heaven to bless Trisha's uterus. I just feel like I don't know, bro. Like, listen, it's all speculation, but it feels like she was just like. Trisha has a pattern of grabbing onto social, social, we'll say, you know what I'm saying, social conversations, right, and weaponizing them, right? Like she did it to being trans. It seems like she did sexual assault. I'm not saying that she doesn't have her own issue or she doesn't have her own trauma, but like, you know, from what we've seen, she's constantly, you know, weaponizing social narratives. She did it to DID. I don't think it's beyond her to historically have lied about being infertile. You know, it's just a theory. Oh yeah, they have her husband uses his water powers to make the baby. Yeah, you're right. Actually, my bad. I don't know, man. It just seems so unlikely that magically she's having a fucking baby.
Like,
yeah, like it's a sympathy thing. Like she's like, oh man, I'm infertile, guys. And that's really upsetting because a lot of people, especially women, tend to want to have babies. Like it's a big part of their life. They really want to have babies. I want to have babies too, but you get my point. And so it's like, oh, Trisha, you're infertile. Oh, you know what I mean?
I'm in disbelief on so many ways, but at the same time, it just feels right. All of a sudden, I just felt a sense of purpose. Like I just felt like my life felt completed. Like my life is just starting is how it feels. And I feel like sorry, I get like emotional. I know it's God's timing.
I really genuinely do hope for the sake of that child that Trisha has changed. You know what I mean? Like everything else aside, I genuinely hope so. I'm not saying that from an antagonistic perspective, but from what Trisha's shown us, she's unfit to take care of herself, let alone a fucking child. Bro, I really hope that baby. I'm not even kidding. Like this isn't like a haha fuck Trisha Paytas thing. This is like from everything that she's shown for like 30 years of her life that she's like everybody makes mistakes, but she's been like an emphatic failure for 30 years of her life. And then it's very hard to believe that's like, oh, now we're at the 31st year, whatever year. And all of a sudden she's like, oh, I've got I finally figured it out. Maybe we're wrong. Like maybe she went and got mental health help, and but I kind of don't believe that, because I also am very skeptical of fucking gurus, which is what Moses is. I'm very skeptical of gurus because they always seem to want to take advantage of people with issues, which I mean, this is just running into theories, but I feel like, you know, Moses is like Trisha's fucking guru in the way that like Britney Spears had a guru that seemed to try to take over her money. I'm just saying they're both shitty people and they're both abusive in their own ways. I don't know, bro. It's fucking, I guess good luck to that kid. It's gotta be something.
I know there's miracles that happen.
A miracle.
So I am pregnant. Like I said, I am 7.5 weeks. I'm just really excited to announce it. We have our first ultrasound in just a few days. So obviously I'll probably share that too. I don't know if this is the most exciting thing.
You know, it's so weird.
That's happened in my life.
Because I don't want to believe this, but like bro, to me it feels like okay, listen. To me, Trisha's life is every part of her life is like on display in this weird way, and it feels like, so some people make content off of their life, and then as you make content off of your life, you tend to gravitate towards things that people like, and you know, it's whatever. But most of the time, I'd say, you know, people tend to be somewhat genuine. I'd like to believe, but a part of me is like, well, how much of this is genuine, and how much of this is like, hey, we need to have a baby so that I have a new thing to talk about? Because I would absolutely not put it past Trisha to have a baby specifically so that so she has content and she can make a spectacle out of this. And whether it's her active or passive intention, or maybe it isn't, but I feel like it is. You know, what does that mean for the kid? Are we going to see the kid constantly on social media? Because we're finally having conversations about people doing family channels, and family channels being super toxic for kids. You know, like the reality is that kids shouldn't. Social media is toxic for everybody. I don't think we talk about it enough in the right way. Social media is very toxic for everybody. Even people who aren't like creators, it's very toxic. You know, what you're able to do on things like Instagram or whatever, for instance, is you're able to put out the best of yourself. In social media in general, you're able to put out the best of yourself, and you're able to exclude the worst of yourself. And that has a profoundly negative impact on people consuming content, because they go, oh, look at this person. Their life is perfect. They're showing us all these great things, and there's nothing wrong with their life. And my life should be like that. And since it's not like that, well, you know what? I'm going to be really upset. And that actually does happen, and it affects younger people a lot more than it affects older people. But then outside of that, being a creator is very toxic, because you're very much in the public eye, and it's a very different dynamic. You know, when I used to work a real job, everybody just makes mistakes all the time at work. Like, it just happens. You all know it. Like, big, small. There's people make mistakes, then people will do the wrong thing because maybe they're having a bad day or whatever. And then, you know, life moves on. You know, you fuck up and it's not that big of a deal. You kind of just move on. On the internet, the worst of you is constantly amplified, and it puts you in a weird space. And it's very toxic. And like, I'm sure there's a level of that with Trisha, but then I'm also a mixture of like desperately wanting attention. But anyway, my point here is that like growing up and putting a baby on social media is almost impossible to do the correct way. The only correct way to really do it, possibly, is if you, I don't even think that there really is. It's just such a hard boundary to not cross. Like, the only way to have your kid as like a creator, is if your kid isn't the creator, and like you're just filming them doing stuff that they normally like to do and then posting it and people liking it, rather than encouraging them to do a specific thing people might want to see. I just don't think it's very possible to have like a family channel. It's a very toxic environment. I don't think that there's probably a right way to do it, but I don't think that it's such an outlier. I don't think that you can really do it. And I feel like if this baby is born, this baby's going to be cataloged in this really weird way, and they're going to start being very interactive with the baby on their like their platform and whatnot. And I think it's just going to be very toxic for the kid as they grow up, because I don't think Trisha is going to be able to do it in the right way, you know, so to speak, the right way. I think it's going to happen in the wrong way. And I think that, like I said, social media has a very negative impact on people and their mentalities, and I think it's going to fuck the kid up. So like, part of the reason I'm saying this is because if she does watch, like, don't do that. Post pictures, do whatever you want. But like, we better not see a fucking weird ass family channel, okay? B family round 2. We just finished exposing them, so you know.
Found out a couple weeks before our honeymoon. And so our honeymoon kind of turned into a baby moon. And I did a whole video like traveling while pregnant, like things that I kind of learned just from like Googling so much because since I found out I was pregnant, I started Googling like what foods to eat for the baby, what nutrients to eat for the baby.
Definitely lots of dominoes, Trisha. I'm sure that's what you found when you looked into that.
And then obviously with traveling, just all the precautions to take, compression, socks, and obviously water and all the nutrients I needed there and stuff like that. So we went on our honeymoon, like I said, it turned into our baby moon, and like obviously there I couldn't go on any boats or jet skis or anything. So we actually knew when I traveled halfway across the country, knowing I was pregnant. Hindsight, I probably should have stayed back. I was very worried the whole trip, especially because it was pretty early and I was on week 6, which, you know, it can be a scary week. So I just kept positive the whole time, and I still keep positive. For me, I feel like my pregnancy is really just like I knew it's meant for me. I feel like any child that comes into your life is meant to come into your life, but like, you know, so I know it was meant for me, but I do think like my positive like thinking, I was told, no, I'm never gonna be pregnant. I was saying it constantly, I'm never gonna get pregnant, I'm infertile, like all this stuff. And I said that and believed that for so long until I started visualizing. As you guys know, last year I started a spiritual journey.
Oh my God. Wait, what is this element that we're introducing here now? So I guess the spiritual. Okay, it sounds like she's accrediting the baby to the spiritual journey that she's going on. So there's some kind of a spiritual aspect. Now I know a lot of people are into that. Listen, I myself, I have gems, right? I got my gem bracelet. We should put this on. I haven't put my jewelry on today. I put my gem bracelet on, right? We got it's like a lapis lazuli, whatever, with jasper on it. It's got like this nice listen, I'm a little into the gems and stuff. I got myself some gems. I got my Jasper dog over here. I keep him at my desk, you know, for positive energy. I have a sodalite elephant. I have this you know, dragon blood Jasper turtle. And I have I have a lava rock. I go the egg, I don't know. And then I have this so what is it called? Selenite. Right? So I'm kind of into the crystals and shit. It's interesting. My wife's into them, so I've been like, okay, it's kind of cool. But give me a fucking break that you think that like it was a medical miracle that you're able to have a baby because you're fucking your new thing. Is this just like a weird promotion of this new ideology? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Honestly, it's possible that I'm reading too much into it because Trisha is somebody that is like so consistently dishonest that it's worth reading into every little thing that she does. But here's the thing, man. You know, I'm not going to continue watching. I do genuinely hope that this baby comes out healthy, and that Trisha has changed for the better so that she'll raise that kid well. Because everybody that's like, no, I hope that she's terrible and devastates the kid, you're a weirdo. You're a fucking weirdo. If you're hoping that she fails raising this kid, you're a fucking weirdo, bro. I genuinely hope that Trisha has changed for the better. I don't know. I find it hard to believe. But I genuinely hope that she's changed and she's able to raise this kid the correct way. Right? I'm genuinely hope that she doesn't turn this into a weird family channel thing and milk this kid for views. I'm genuinely hope that she didn't have this kid primarily for views and attention. I genuinely hope a lot of things. I'm just very skeptical. But I hope that she's changed, man. I really do, because this kid is going to get fucked if she didn't change. And that would be terrible, man. That would be fucking terrible. So...